So, we need to talk about the Ruthie Ann Miles tragedy and that horrific accident that killed her daughter and her friend's son. Because there's a lot of things that are bothering me about it. And so, let's go. So, I woke up around 11 and I get messages of like, dude, did you see what happened to Ruthie Ann? I'm like, oh, Jesus, like, what happened? And you pull up the thing, and then it said yesterday at 12:40, her daughter Abigail was killed by a hit and run driver. And I'm like, what? And that's really sad. I actually got to meet her daughter um, after one of the stage doorings for chess, and the kid was so adorable, and that's painful for that's friggin' sad. I mean, for any parent to bury their child, especially so young. You don't hear about people burying their child at 3, 4 years old, unless it was like, prior to, the 1930s, like because of, diseases and whatnot. But what? So I'm reading all these news reports because when you read about tragedy, you just want to you want to get in. And at first they said the lady that hit him, she suffered a seizure, but now that seems like bullshit because every single witness from these multiple newspapers and news outlets said the lady was totally there. She did not see, she was driving, and that she accelerated. She dragged a baby. There's like two different reports that said from 100 feet to 350 feet. Regardless, she dragged a baby and she kept going and she smashed into another car. So that sounds like to me that she knew she hit people and she was trying to get away. And there was other people saying that there was somebody else that said that she ran through the red light and she actually looked left and right before she went. And she also hit Ruthie, and I think she hit the other mom, but they might be okay. I think playbill.com said that Ruthie is in stable condition. But what's worrying about that is Ruthie is going to have another child. And now that's worrying because I don't know. Hopefully she didn't get hit that hard where she loses the baby. I mean she already lost her daughter, and that's tragic enough. But now all more news is coming out about Dorothy Bruns, 44. This woman, right? About how she's had speeding violations and all kinds of other violations. And there's like no, and I tried Googling it, there was no mention of her having seizures beforehand. So that was probably made up to be ultra convenient, like, oh, I hit your kids because I couldn't help it. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit right now. That's fucking bullshit. This woman killed 2 children. She ran them over. One kid, because when I read to the when the one daughter was on her back, I said, oh, that sounds like she flew. And there was a witness that said, yeah, she flew. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then, the poor son. And now you have these two families. This woman, she shouldn't, I don't understand, like, this is what pisses me off. She's had 4 speeding violations through school zones, and I think if I'm reading it right, there's like a thing. There's a website where SILive.com that I'm reading, and I'm reading through this. She's had 12 summons, and look, 1, 2, 3, 4 speeding violations through a school, failure to stop at a red light, and that's how many times? One. So were these all caused by seizures? Were they all caused by seizures? I highly doubt. And then there's like video of her going through her bag and pulling out her cell phone to probably tweet or whatever. I guess she had to go to the hospital. They had to test her for alcohol, and they found 0 alcohol, but it didn't seem like she was drunk. But seizures? What? I know. My best friend used to have seizures, and now they're controlled by medication. If he had one, I think your license gets automatically suspended for, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think a year or more, or maybe 3 years. It's something very long. But she's on the gurney, and she looks like she's there, because whenever he had his seizures, he was like disoriented and like not there, like gone, if that makes sense. And she's just there like normal, pulling out her cell phone. Oh, and then the kicker too is, I mean, she killed 2 kids. I can't emphasize this enough. She hit 5 people, and she killed 5 people in total, and 2 of them, which were kids, died. And no jail, no county lockup, nothing. I mean, I know people have done lesser shit. I mean, stupid shit regardless, you know. And they're in jail. And nothing. I mean, I have a feeling why. I mean, we can all guess why, because she's white. But, speculation here, but we can all guess why. And, and, and why is it all these tragedies, right, always happen to good people? I mean, Ruthie Ann is like one of the nicest people I've ever met. I've met her a couple times at the stage or for you can just tell, and it bothers me. It bothers me a lot that like pricks get everything. They get everything, and and nice people get all kinds of tragedies, all kinds of shit. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. This woman should be in fucking jail. I mean, there was multiple witnesses. I mean, there was people getting interviewed by Channel 11, by People, by Newsweek, by other news, and I know Eyewitness 7 was there. They got multiple eyewitnesses, so it's not like, oh, nobody saw it. And now, and you know what too? You know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do too? To use that as an excuse, because supposedly this intersection in Park Slope is bad. So she's gonna lawyer up and be like, oh, it's a bad section. Bullshit! You can't drive. You should not be behind the fucking wheel. You killed 2 children. You fucking asshole. That's what should happen. Don't use excuses. There was like, and people said that. That's what bothers me. It fucking bothers me that she tried to drive away. Meanwhile, she's dragging a fucking baby behind her fucking car that she killed. And people had to chase after her. There was other witnesses saying they had to chase after her car because she was trying to get away. She knows she did wrong. There's no seizures. Don't pin people with seizures and make them look bad because you're a fucking asshole. That's excuses. You kill babies. You kill babies. You kill kids under 5. You killed a 4-year-old and you killed a 1-year-old. Because you can't drive. You should not be behind a fucking wheel. I am so fucking livid. This just pisses me off. Is you get people with multiple violations, and I've been to court with other people multiple times, and you see people, this is your 5th DUI, or this is your 6th like speeding violation. Why isn't their license taken away? Why isn't their car taken away? These are people that should not be driving, and they're out here killing people. It pisses me off. I know I'm going on and on, it's almost 10 minutes, but I am so fucking livid. I mean, especially to nice people like Ruthie and her friend Lauren. No, they should not be having to bury their babies. It is so upsetting. It pisses me off. I want to cry. I don't have any kids of my own, but no one should be burying their children at any age. No parent. And I know people who have had to bury their children. And I mean, regardless, they were in their adulthood. But these are babies. These are kids who haven't even experienced life. Nothing. Because one selfish prick decided to get behind the wheel despite 4 fucking speeding violations. They're schools. But you know what? Courts don't care. Whatever. If And she gets to be home. She gets to be home with her family. Well, two families have to deal with a fucking tragedy. Because it's selfish. It's selfish to get behind the wheel and you're speeding through red lights, schools. Where do you have to get to, right? I drive, and I know, I speed a little bit, but maybe, that's a wake-up call. Where do you have to get to? That's so important, that you have to go through red lights, that you're looking, just in case pedestrians. They have the right of way, unless it's a green light or whatever, and they're being done with traffic. But every single witness said it was a red light. They had the right of way. But so important, so self-important that you had to get somewhere. Was it worth it? I mean, and there's a track record. And this person is not the first person, where it happened to, where do you had to go? I am so frustrated. This is frustrating because this person, this Dorothy Bruns person, rushed through a red light, and it's not the first time. And now we're going with excuse. I'm 11 minutes in it. I'm speechless, but I'm not speechless. History. No license taken away, no suspension. Didn't seem like nothing. There's a history. And she's not the first person, because you go into courts. If you ever go into courts and you see other people like this, speeding violations, stop sign violations, red lights violations, and they're still on the road, they should be treated just as much as drunk drivers. I mean, they're killing people. They're killing kids. The fuck? What the fuck? Hang her, drag her and hang her. I don't give a fuck. You tortured a baby and it died, basically. That's what happened. I mean, witnesses were like saying, what the fuck? Stroller right behind. And you're trying to speed through? You're selfish. Get fucked.